Business is booming, but you know what really helped? Xero, the accounting platform for small businesses. I used to think unpaid bills were just part of it. Ugh. But batch payments? Wow. Automated accounts payable? Even better. All in one place. That's a big one. And I can keep track from my phone while I get the job done. No bills in sight. What a life. Do right by yourself and your business and search Xero for your free trial. Conditions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bull spend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tech Magic, the podcast where we talk about AI, technology, spatial computing, on-device AI, everything that's going on in technology. I am your host, Cathy Hackle, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host, Lee Keebler. Lee, how you doing?
Good.
We got a lot to cover in this episode. Golly.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well,
how was your Halloween first? How was your Halloween?
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic. By the way, go Dodgers, because I'm wearing my Dodgers hat. I'm a Dodgers fan. Go Dodgers. Anyway, Halloween was amazing. I mean, I was celebrating the weekend before Halloween. This weekend, I dressed up as Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
It was really fun. And that was my first costume. My second costume was my interpretation of Bad Bunny. It was a sexy Bad Bunny, but...
So there was a rabbit
great.
theme.
There was a rabbit theme. It just happened to be like that. But people were like, what are you? I'm like, I'm Bad Bunny. And they would laugh their heads off and like take pictures with me. It was so funny.
Jessica Rabbit was a Bad Bunny too.
I had a blast. I went to a ton of parties and just really enjoyed myself. So yeah, Halloween was good.
We went to a Halloween party, and Cassie and I, my wife and I, went as the Halloween episode of The Office with Jim and Pam.
Yes. Oh,
but Cassie went as Jim and I went as Pam.
Oh, that's funny. I want to see pictures of that. And your dog had the cutest Halloween picture.
Yes, I think Beanie, our dog, had the best of all of the Halloween costumes. It was very simple, but
Beanie won. She won.
She
Halloween
hated it
for
too.
Sure.
She
hated it. That picture, you're like, you sent me a picture of Beanie, your dog, in costume. You're like, I have to tell you, it's not AI.
Yeah, it's not AI. It's very adorable.
No, we have to say things like that. We actually went trick-or-treating. I took my kids trick-or-treating like in our neighborhood and other neighborhoods, but we also did a nursing home. And that was really nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
To kind of do that. But it was great. It was also a crazy week here in DC, GTC.
Yeah.
NVIDIA's Developers Conference. I was there live. I am Nokia's futurist in residence. That's one of the many things I do. So it was just, for me, an honor and a privilege to be there. As Jensen took the stage, first big announcement he makes is the $1 billion investment in Nokia to create AI on RAN, so AI on radio access networks, getting this closer and closer to the devices and the users and connecting intelligence, really. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's been an intense week, lots of announcements from GTC. Being on the ground, I can tell you, is the most exciting GTC I've ever been to. It was done in DC. President Trump was supposed to be there. He was actually in Asia. And I think they're going to do it again there. I actually also, as you know, got to meet Jensen Wang, the CEO of NVIDIA, and I got to ask him a question about devices, about when people wear all these devices and there's multiple people wearing hardware, what's going to happen with connectivity and AI. So yeah, very excited. You helped me craft that question, so I was appreciative.
Yeah, I had to re-edit my question a couple of times.
Yeah,
like,
so
be
nice,
nicer.
Lee. Let's play nice. It's like, Lee, let's play nice here, okay?
No, I have real questions.
But why? It's like, no. It's just friendly territory. But the Nokia announcement was fantastic. I was able to also spend time with the CEO of Nokia, Justin Hotard, who I've obviously spent a lot of time with him at Bell Labs and then in Finland for the opening of the campus and this. So yeah, I'm very excited about what Nokia's building. It was almost like, it almost felt personal, like being there and seeing the news.
Sure.
And I felt like Nokia's back. A lot of people were like, oh, Nokia. I was like, Nokia's back, baby. They never left.
Yeah.
And I almost feel the same about me. I'm like, Cathy Hackle's back. I never left, but I think the metaverse gave me a bit of an identity crisis as the godmother of the metaverse. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about everything that's unfolding. You're not so much. So do we want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. Go ahead. Yeah, there's just
Oh my gosh. Where do we start? Okay, I'll start with Geoffrey Hinton.
Okay, go ahead.
We start there?
Yep.
So Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, has been very vocal about his concerns around AI, right? And about it, potentially destroying humanity, literally. This is the funny thing, though, and I don't know if you ever knew this, but there's actually an article out there that says that Geoffrey Hinton, he's in his 70s, Geoffrey Hinton's girlfriend broke up with him using ChatGPT.
I saw that. No, I did see that.
Which I was like, he did not have that in his bingo card. But anyway, regardless, that's just like a side note of like something really funny. But Geoffrey Hinton, who has been very vocal about being concerned about AI potentially, getting rid of humanity, eliminating us, or like causing a lot of harm, has now actually changed this tune quite a bit and talked about not so much job replacement, but augmentation and how it's not going to kill us. So, I mean, that's in like very broad strokes.
I mean, and that's such a weird shift, right? Because that would be like me starting this episode and being like, you know what? AI is the best thing to ever happen to musicians, right? Like if that's just not going to be how we start an episode, right? Like, I'm not saying it doesn't have a place, but I am going to call out, the why question and where does this have like a non-replacive strategy behind it. Even Federal Reserve Chair Powell has said this is going to spark a jobs crisis, like an official statement that says that the U.S. could face a significant unemployment, especially from automation as AI continues to accelerate. I kind of agree. I don't agree that like every job is in trouble. I don't agree that new jobs that we haven't dreamt up yet won't come from this. I'm a strong proponent in all good technology removes one job, but usually replaces it with another. But that being said, in this particular case, we're utilizing technology to take away jobs or to like do creative generative work that people actually enjoy doing. So, that's a little strange. I will be very curious to see when AI like starts having like legitimate tax tools and things like that. And because those areas have lobbies and those lobbies defend jobs. So as you start seeing, ChatGPT or whatever say, hey, it can also do your taxes. That's when I know there's going to be a real conversation about AI and job replacement.
We'll have to see. I mean, at the end of the day, what's like the whole goal, I mean, especially after the earnings calls, is like shareholder value and how do I don't know. So we'll have to see. I will mention this. Now that you mentioned jobs of the future, and we were going to talk about this later, but I think it's relevant, is the fact that Sharp Healthcare, which is out of San Diego, just announced their first chief spatial computing officer in healthcare.
Chief spatial.
So I've never heard of a chief spatial computing officer. I mean, I was the first chief metaverse officer, so amen.
I can see that. That makes sense.
I can see that in healthcare for sure.
Yeah, I mean, healthcare is one of the biggest proponents of like telepresence technology in general. And I mean, early HoloLens demos and concepts were based off of, medical uses and telepresence for doctors and things like that. So, okay, I can buy that. Yeah.
And his name is Dr. Tommy Korn. So it's the first of its kind healthcare role designed to integrate immersive technology into clinical care. So I want to keep seeing how this progresses and see if we see more chief spatial computing officers, especially in the healthcare and enterprise section. But we'll have to see. But yeah, I know we were going to talk about it later on, but it does seem relevant. Oh, wait. Okay. OpenAI.
Yeah. So let's start with like what now? Because I often talk about OpenAI and say, yeah, things just aren't worth that much money. Like when you start getting into the billions, you have to kind of level set your brain as to how big of a number that is, especially when it's like 5, 6, 7, 10 billion. OpenAI just signed a deal with Amazon for $38 billion for cloud access. That's for Amazon Web Services. AWS has a $38 billion deal now that cements a partnership between OpenAI and Amazon.
Why not Microsoft?
I think what's funny is I would immediately say, I think AWS is more solidified and flexible and also non-competitive.
Yeah.
I think that they might be seen as non-competitive. I mean, that is one of the biggest things that Amazon had done with AWS is kept it kind of like anyone can use it.
Yeah.
I can see that value. At the same time, I mean, like last week, we watched the entire East Coast of AWS go down for like a day. So I don't know.
38 billion. And tell them what ChatGPT, this is so funny. What ChatGPT.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to turn this into a segment because we do utilize, I utilize ChatGPT once a week, and I do it to format the rundown for the news stories of this show. And every time I do, I have to double check because we collect all these stories during the week. I give all of the links to ChatGPT, and I've already trained it like how you need to format this. You give a paragraph out of the actual article, a headline, and a link to it so that we can, sanity check things. And it rewrote the headline to 3.8 billion as opposed to 38 billion.
Big difference.
Multiple times, even in the paragraph. So I had to actually go back to the Reuters article to spot check it. And I don't know why in the world it changed 38 billion to 3.8 billion. But yeah, even OpenAI was like, yo, 38 billion is probably not the right number. That seems like it's too high.
It's too high. Let's change it. Let me hallucinate. Which hallucination means error. Let's be clear. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Thank you, Chad.
There's a point of this where like that 38 billion is not a made up number. That's not just a ballpark or something. They're like, hey, let's just blow 38 billion. That means that there's actual data behind this of how much data they're using. That is a shockingly large amount of data use for AWS to have a partnership, which means that there's probably a discount on top of it if it's a partnership.
Credits, yeah. It's like some type of credits, like some type of...
38 billion?
What?
I don't think anything ChatGPT is outputting is worth $38 billion.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that... I mean, other than the U.S. government, like who could... I don't know.
That's a crazy number. That's insane. That's...
Wow.
I mean, that almost makes me question the efficiency of OpenAI as a data process. How much?
It's not efficient. No. Don't, I mean, come on.
I know, but $38 billion worth of inefficiency? That just seems like a lot.
$38 billion worth of inefficiency. It's a good way to phrase it. I don't know.
Anyways, that happened today. So, I mean, that was like 3 hours ago that popped up, and I just had to take a step back of it. Continuing on that, one of the biggest data sources for AI is Reddit. If you don't know this, welcome. It's the scariest part of how everyone's large language models are working. OpenAI did strike a deal months and months, almost a year ago, with Reddit so they could utilize their data. Because quite frankly, I think AI is running out of data. I think LLMs have hit a threshold where they don't have access to everything they need. So they're trying to find other places where there's like conversational data currently being almost generated in real time, Reddit being one of them. Perplexity, however, is now in a lawsuit because evidently they didn't have the partnership with Reddit, and Perplexity in this lawsuit is being alleged that they illegally scraped Reddit to train their large language model. This is a huge tension between open internet platforms and the AI industry, and I think causes a lot of these copyright questions and who owns what. Because, like, let's be real, the second that you put something like a comment or your conversation on Reddit, they own that now, right? Like, that's in your terms of service. Boom, that's their data. If you don't know that, get off of Reddit because you should be aware of that. I utilize Reddit all the time. A lot of the way I do my news research is on Reddit, but I know the second I write a comment, it belongs to them. That's fine.
Yeah.
And the second I write a comment, I also know now it's going to get scraped by OpenAI because they have that partnership. Perplexity, however, might have been Wild Westing this whole thing and just said...
We've all been Wild Westing most of the time. Let's be honest. Yeah.
But I find this one very interesting because if they can defend this, it kind of opens up a whole new can of worms on who owns rights. There's this whole digital right or this rights of access to OpenAI or to ChatGPT and OpenAI and Gemini and Perplexity and all of them.
Fair use because it's transformational use.
This is I'm keeping a close eye on this one because Reddit they have a deal with OpenAI. Like I think this is enforceable and this is going to force the question of legitimacy and data scraping if this goes forward. Forward.
Pay up. The Perplexity is going to pay up. I feel like same as Anthropic, like they just pay up. Like they just pay it. I don't know. My gosh, I am like usually like last always full kind of gal, but for some reason I'm like, did we already lose the battle here? Like I don't know. I feel like
yes, and I think that's the important part is like the data's already been scraped. We're at a point now where now this might be true. I hadn't thought about this until I said it out loud until I was saying this, but that $38 billion deal between OpenAI and Amazon could be to scrape AWS in general. It might not just be data. Why would it be?
I don't think AWS would go for that.
You don't think so?
Like no. Highly doubt it. Having worked there, no.
Okay, okay. You have a bit more of a.
I don't see it. I don't. I get it.
What is worth $38 billion?
Enough cloud? I mean, I don't know. But
because Amazon has already got, from my understanding, some questions with Meta because Meta was caught scraping a bunch of digital ebooks. This gets deeper, creepier, and weirder because the headline this week was that Meta is now defending pirated downloads as personal use because they downloaded an unreasonable amount of pornography.
Way too much. What is it? 2,000? How many? What was it? It was like a crazy amount. Whatever, guys. Like, it was irrelevant amount.
Absolutely. Okay, here it is. 2,396 movies, and now of specifically of pornography from one pornography production company, and that company is now alleging damages back to Meta for $359 million.
And what are they going to say? Fair use for transformational purposes? Like, I don't know about that.
And here's the thing. It's very possible that Meta didn't even know that this had happened because they just scraped everything all at once. And it just got caught in that scrape, right? Like
personal use?
But so like, now but if they
for personal use and like
if they don't use the personal use defense,
I get it, like freedom for all, but like how does this is IP addresses for Meta, like
yeah, I mean the thing is like I'm more on the side of like they probably scraped it by accident, which is not a good look, first and foremost, just because they've got
these models been trained on.
Well, those
Mateo should have been better.
Some of their, current issues are some of their AI chats are getting a little too spicy. I don't know where it's all coming from. But if they don't say it's for personal use, which is just the wildest thing that a company is like, it was personal use.
It's personal use within Meta. I'm concerned here. It's a lot of hours.
But if they don't say that and they say, yeah, we did scrape it, and like, yeah, there's a question of copyright for $359 million in damages. That one was just like too strange not to throw in.
To bring it up. I get it. Oh,
so
my gosh.
Weird.
All right. We have more news. Okay, let's go into AI creation and content and gaming. Oh my gosh. If you haven't watched the nightmare that is the AI generated version of a Friends type of version of an episode.
If you haven't watched it, you're not going to watch it because it got such a roasting that they took it down.
Oh, come on. It's all over the
I
internet.
mean,
People
it's not, the original
Fine.
links are
Come
toast.
on,
You're going to have to really go
finally.
look for it. Like, yeah, but like
Yeah.
the original posters were just like,
It's
okay.
dreadful. It is dreadful. It is what's wrong with humanity. It is empty. It is like a Friends episode without the heart and soul of it.
And a ton of just weird errors and bugs and
Oh, yeah.
things like that.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
arms growing out of other people's bodies. It's
a nightmare. It's nightmare fuel.
It is nightmare fuel. And I couldn't be happier because
Elaborate.
because I think we need to hit that trough of disillusionment very quickly. The second we can hit that trough of disillusionment, it's not to kill the process of AI, but it is to accept it for the things that it does well and highlight those things, right? I've always been a person who says, don't take it away as a tool, use it to make humans superhuman, but don't use it to replace humans. Because if you do, you're going to get that crap, right? But as a tool, as a generative tool for people who do know their trade, who do know their art, I think that it expedites a lot of talent to be even more talented. But we do need to know where that kind of hits a wall.
Here's like, for example, the folks at Secret Cinema, Jason Sada and Eric Shamlin and the team there, they are masters at using AI for storytelling that actually feels and looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I highly recommend you follow what they're doing. And I'm a big fan of what they're doing. Big fan. I met Jason at TED, and I know Eric forever from we're all both part of the BME, the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. So definitely that is something to look at. It has soul. Like, what they're doing actually has some soul. So
I think people like know my persona and they think that I'm just very anti-AI. And I get where that comes from. And I'm not. I'm genuinely not. It's just simply, I don't think that AI replaces human output. And the sooner we can get back to that, the better. Like, this ain't it, you know?
No, this Friends thing was not it for sure. In other news, Stability AI, which I haven't heard from in a while.
Right. Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah, this was a good, interesting news in the gaming side. Stability and AI and EA partnered to reinvent game development. I was happy to read this. Very interested in seeing how this partnership will work, etc. Their CEO is a fantastic man. This is funny story, side note, but I sat next to him at a lunch in the palace of the King of Spain in Barcelona. Isn't that weird? But yeah, I sat next to him in a palace having lunch with the king. But fantastic, really interesting man. He worked at not at Unity, but what was the name of the company out of New Zealand? I can't remember, but he worked there for a long time before they got acquired by Unity, and now he's the CEO of Stability. So thoughts around this? How do you think it's going to work? How is this partnership going to work?
It'll be interesting to see because there's a lot of talk about this is another EA is another company, another gaming platform, another gaming publisher that is going through an acquisition conversation right now with Saudi Arabia. As of 3 hours ago, EA has made an announcement to tell employees that EA, as it's known, will maintain creative control even though they're looking at this acquisition. Now, will that be the case? I don't know, but is there a tie between acquisition and then wanting to push towards different technology that helps in that creative pipeline? Maybe. There is a huge push in the Saudi Arabian government to acquire a ton of the gaming space. I mean, this should actually be something that surprises people. If this had happened like 5 years ago, it would be a surprise. And then in 2025, it's just like, yeah, they're just kind of buying.
It should not surprise anyone.
Right.
Like, if you really were studying what was going on in the Gulf states and emerging markets around gaming, and also MBS, who is like the leader, like, he's very much a gamer. Yeah. And to me, it makes total sense that they're looking at other places, other industries of growth to invest in. This news actually is really interesting to me because it happened during FII, the Future Investment Initiative. They had their big conference in Riyadh, which is called Davos, is known, as Davos in the desert. I was supposed to be in Riyadh, but then obviously came to DC for NVIDIA. So I wasn't there, but lots of news coming out of there. So it makes sense for me that Stability AI chose to announce this partnership with EA during FII.
Yeah.
In Riyadh. There were tons of news.
It's a big number too. We're looking at like 55 billion. Now there's a hook for 20 billion that goes back to AI, or goes back to EA, EIO. I'm getting all of my. But yeah, when I saw like the AI play come back into it, and I'm looking at this acquisition, and I kind of can see where Saudi Arabia is going with what they're wanting to do with tech, I wasn't that surprised after kind of like the mental dust settles of seeing all of the articles, right? Now,
well, I'll be in Saudi. I'll be honest. I'll be in Saudi in Riyadh for the MISC Global Conference, which is MBS's nonprofit city. And my focus is on gaming. Like my whole talk is on focus on gaming, on what's happening in the gaming space in that area. So yeah, like this is a huge growth area, a huge market for the Gulf states and for the world in general. So I'm really interested in seeing what's there. Some other news out of FII. I don't know. Do you want to keep going with this? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Other news coming out of FII is Magic Leap, my former employer. One of my favorite corporate jobs ever. I worked at Magic Leap for a while. There's a big percentage of Magic Leap that is owned by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. And during FII, they were showcasing the devices, so work that they had been doing on them, and also announced that they're extending their Google partnership.
That part doesn't surprise me because Google has always been kind of in the investment background of Magic Leap. Like they were the first, if my history serves me, they were the first like big company to make one of the early investments in Magic Leap that like got a ton of PR. And it was in the high millions, which back then was like, whoa. And we weren't quite used to seeing Google make that type of like private equity investment.
It was like $1 billion though, wasn't it? $1 billion?
I thought it was like 500 million at first.
Even 200, and the valuation went crazy. Like the way I explained to people, when I worked at Magic Leap, we were the OpenAI of the day in terms of valuation, in terms of like, oh my gosh, this change is going to change everything. I mean, even like the secrecy within. I mean, I feel like Magic Leap was way more secret. There was a lot more secrecy around it, but very interesting stuff out of FII as well.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Google continue down this partnership. I think that it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, and them also showing this new prototype of the AI glasses. I mean, very happy. Daniel Diaz is still the CMO there, so I love that they're doing this. And yeah.
Speaking of glasses, can we talk about what we totally like? I don't know why this wasn't on my radar. This came across, I was like mindlessly scrolling Instagram and got targeted by HTC Vive for their new AI translation glasses called the Eagle glasses. And I was like, how did I miss this? Like it wasn't even on my radar. I had no idea that they'd put these out. I went and looked, and evidently they were announced in like August. And to where, I have no idea. But I guess HTC Vive is in the glasses game as well, which makes a ton of sense.
Always been in the glasses game.
Totally, but like, these look a lot like the Meta Ray-Bans. They look good. They do look very good. I missed the boat on this one. I don't know where I was.
I don't know. That was so funny because you're like, wait, what just happened? And by the way, HTC Vive, another one of my employers. This is funny. When people think I'm only a podcast host or an influencer, I'm like, no, I've worked at these companies, like in the trenches, people. But Vive, I mean, when I worked there, HTC Vive was the VR headset.
Oh, yeah.
That was the VR headset people wanted.
2016, you had the HTC Vive versus the Oculus Rift. And Meta bought the Rift, and they ran on the Rift for a long time. Like that actually had a longer runway than people think. And I couldn't fathom a world where Facebook, because it wasn't Meta yet, where Facebook beat HTC Vive because they were doing so well. They had the partnership, the dream partnership with Steam. That was when like we were having high quality games come out all the time. And then I don't know exactly what happened, but then the partnership between Steam and HTC seemed to like fizzle out, and then it just evaporated.
I mean, they're still around. They're still doing tons of enterprise. They've got the glasses.
They did very well in enterprise. I'll give them that. Like,
yeah. And I would say, like, I actually heard about these glasses from one of my friends who works at the Shalhoub group, who used to work at Vive. He sent me this like way back, and I remember sharing it in my WhatsApp group. But like, was it something that stayed in my mind? I had totally forgotten about this hardware piece until you said something literally today. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're coming out there. Oh,
Yeah.
so, I mean, good luck to HTC. Like, I love the folks there. And, it was my first big role, big job in VR was with HTC Vive. So
Yeah. I mean,
kudos to them.
we talk a lot about AI because that seems to be the thing that's in the news all the time. But like hardware is alive and well to the point where Meta Reality Labs put out their revenue numbers and they're up 74%. And retailers are restocking the Quest 3S for the holidays. That's a massive percentage leap. That
I mean, kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos to Meta. And I've always been a big fan of Reality Labs. So kudos to them. I love the work that they're doing. Most of the work they're doing in Reality Labs.
Well, so with that, they're actually splitting some of their divisions up. This was another news article that came where they've got this thing, they're trying to figure out Horizon OS, which is a little bit different from like the Meta Horizon. From my understanding, I'm not entirely sure. They haven't been fully transparent on this, but it seems like it's a little bit different from like the Meta Horizon's metaverse type projects.
Yeah.
Whereas the Quest headsets run on kind of a reskinned version of Android, like heavily modified version of Android, but still is an Android product. Now that Samsung and Google have the Android XR stuff coming out, I'm guessing this is pushing Meta to want to have their own operating system on their hardware. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Time will tell. I don't know. I hope that it's a good thing. It should increase stability and reliability with the headsets. At the same time, Meta has also kind of gotten a ding in their reputation because they've kind of forced the Horizon metaverse projects into people's hardware when they didn't want it. It's fine if you go and get it and you download it and you treat it like a game, but when you start forcing it into people's lists, then I think it gets a little scary. But yeah, evidently they're also going to be splitting those projects apart, which I think is a welcome change. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
I do want to mention this because now that we talked Meta and we talked HTC Vive, I do want to mention TED Next for a reason.
Okay.
So TED has the big TED conference that happens in Vancouver. There's going to be a big one next year. We're big fans of TED, and Lee and I will be there at TED covering it live and recording our podcast. So I'm really excited about next year going to Vancouver. But TED Next, which is a smaller conference that they have, but still amazing, is happening in Atlanta next week. I will be there, and Lee's going to join the live stream. So I'm very excited about that. But in one of the first sessions, which is called Wonder Plus Wisdom, we have Alvin, Wang, Graylin, who used to be like one of the top executives at HTC Vive. He's doing his first TED Talk. It's going to be there, and I'm sure it will be focused on AI and XR and kind of what's about to happen. So I love the fact that we're going to be seeing some of this possibly from him on stage. Yeah, really, really excited to be seeing that. He's in the same block. I love this. So this is like, this was never on anyone's bingo card. He's in the same block as Misty Copeland, the ballerina.
Oh.
So you go, Alvin. We're big fans of you. We're big fans of TED as well.
So
yeah, I'm hoping to see what he talks about. You should tune in for sure.
Oh, I absolutely will. 100%. My question I have is, and this is more of just like a TED question, because I gave a TEDx talk in Nashville years ago on enterprise VR. I've never been able to I understand the difference between TED and TEDx. Where does TED Next fall into this?
So TED Next is part of the TED. So the big TED has TED, the big conference.
Right.
And then it has the TED AI conference. It has the TED Next. And then there's these other like TED events. So that's big TED.
Got it.
TED Next is part of big TED. So the focus for TED Next this year is future you. So it's focused on you, on kind of how you become better at whatever it is. And there's different sections. Francesca Hoagie, who we've had, she's a love coach. We've had her on the podcast. She's also doing her second TED Talk on the Love and Joy segment. She's going to be focusing on on flirting, which I'm like really interested in seeing what a TED Talk about flirting means. And get this, like this is another thing. She's right after Jermaine Dupri.
Oh yeah, which is definitely one that I want to check out because
Jermaine, huge huge producer for music and Mr. Atlanta. So yeah, it's going to be chock full of really good insights. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you can see the kind of the live stream or attend a TED event. I have found a thriving community that has benefited me in my soul, to be honest, and career-wise too. But definitely huge into TED and the inspiration it brings people.
Oh yeah, it's a great platform, and it actually gave me a lot of opportunities. Even and doing the TEDx stuff was quite something.
I just got asked to do my second TEDx.
Oh really?
So we'll see. Yeah, I'm pondering it.
You should do it.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Of work.
It's a lot of work. I think people don't realize like how much work it actually is. It's not just get up there and talk about the thing you know. Like, it's very structured. With that, I think we should go on break. But before we do, let our listeners know a little bit about the interview that we've got coming up.
Yes. So we've got my friends Janna and Melissa from Mia AI. They're doing amazing work around AI education and also making sure women are educated and upskilled when it comes to AI. So let's go on break.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bullspend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This message is brought to you by Warner Brothers Discovery Advertising. And this is more than an ad. This is an invitation to be part of the stories the world can't stop watching, to connect with moments that dominate the conversation, to participate in culture, not just advertise around it. With the most sought-after IP, passionate audiences, and an advanced AI-powered foundation, WBD advertising transforms attention into influence and impressions into outcomes. This is innovation. This is impact. This is opportunity. This is Warner Brothers Discovery Advertising. Visit advertising.wbd.com to learn more.
Business is booming, but you know what really helped? Xero, the accounting platform for small businesses. I used to think unpaid bills were just part of it. Ugh. But batch payments? Wow. Automated accounts payable? Even better. All in one place. That's a big one. And I can keep track from my phone while I get the job done. No bills in sight. What a life. Do right by yourself and your business and search XERO for your free trial. Conditions apply. Business is booming, but you know what really helped? Xero, the accounting platform for small businesses. I used to think spreadsheets were just part of it. Ugh. But real-time cash flow? Wow. Invoices that chase themselves? Even better. Books that automate? That's a big one. And I can keep track from my phone while I get the job done. No spreadsheet in sight. What a life. Do right by yourself and your business and search XERO for your free trial. Conditions apply.
All right. So today on the pod, I've got two really amazing women in AI and tech that have become real dear friends to me at this point. And I am thrilled to have here Melissa Tony Stiers and Janna Salokangas from Mia AI. Ladies, how are you?
We are so good.
We're so good to be on with our friend. We're so good.
I know. We've become good friends. Funny enough, I mean, Janna and I have been connected for a long time. We kind of knew of each other, right? But it kind of all came together when we really kind of get to spend time together at Leap in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Which was crazy.
Melissa was landing and she sent me a text like, I'm sharing a cab with your friend, Cathy Hackle. I'm like, oh my God, it's Cathy here. And that's how everything started. And we spent the week there together and it was just amazing.
Yeah, and it's been amazing. I've loved watching the journey that you guys are going through at Mia AI. I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing with Mia. So maybe let's start with that. For folks that haven't come across Mia AI, can you introduce what you guys are doing and what is it you guys are trying to achieve? Because your mission is very, very clear. So
Mia AI is a global AI academy. We empower people and businesses to unlock their full potential with AI. And simply, you know this better than anyone, we exist because AI is advancing faster than ever. And the real bottleneck really isn't the technology only. The technology is there, but the bottleneck, it's the people. Most organizations, they really rush into AI without first understanding the problems they're solving with the opportunities that they're also missing. We do believe that true AI adoption starts with clarity, defining the right problems, mapping workflows, and understanding where AI can create real business value. And that's really where Mia AI comes in as well. We provide leading AI training to upskill talent at every level in the organization. And then we help organizations implement AI strategically, unlocking new efficiencies, driving scalable growth, and enabling real business transformation. Mia was really created, first of all, for people like me, for people like Melissa, who used to be very non-technical. We used to be resisting technology. We're not anymore because AI has changed the way I work, the way I live. AI changing so much everything. We're rethinking our businesses and our life around AI at the moment. And the beauty of AI is you don't have to be technical anymore to harness AI and its opportunities. So we started as a school for non-technical talent, and we have grown since that. We've trained organizations and students, 10,000 plus professionals around the world. We work with leading companies and institutions like the European Central Bank, UNDP, University of Central Florida, and much more. And on top of the professional learning and the services and AI implementation that we are providing, we have a free learning platform as well with the mission to empower 1 million women with the skills of AI. And that expands to 65 different countries. So it's been a ride since we last saw each other.
It's been a ride, and I feel like you guys have been. One of the things that I love about the work that you guys are doing is that it's very international, right? And, we have a very international audience that listens to the podcast all across. I mean, we've got people in Jordan, we got people in Singapore, we got people in Costa Rica, we got people in the US, UK, you name it. Like, we have a very global audience. And the work that you guys are doing is pretty global in nature. So I don't know if any of you want to talk a little bit about that, because it's been impressive to see the amount of international work that you guys are doing.
It's so amazing. Melissa, you want to share about our global community expanding to all of these places?
Yeah, it's amazing. So as head of global growth, really, the business development, I have the opportunity to be in some places where, you would not think that a normal tech startup would be. Obviously, of course, the US, we're across the map there, and of course in Europe. But we just got back from training amazing entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. So we're in Sri Lanka. We've spent a lot of time in the Middle East developing there. I think I've shared with you, Cathy, personally, my heart's in Jordan. We have a lot of great connections there. Of course, we're spending time we did trainings in Doha, Saudi. We're really running the gamut of where is the need. That's something that's been interesting about us, because we are so nimble as a startup that we go where the need is. And also, we've seen that in these other sectors in the Middle East, that they're just so much more ready to implement than, there's not as much red tape. And so we are global, and, we've been in Africa, in areas of Africa. We're, Central and South America. There's, we haven't hit, there's a few continents we haven't hit yet, but we will pretty soon. We've been in talks with New Zealand. So yeah, we're all
Are you going to go train the penguins in Antarctica?
I mean, maybe.
Or just bucket list, we know that.
Yes.
It'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen.
It will.
But what are some of the common challenges that you're seeing organizations face when trying to integrate AI into their business? Because that's one of the main reasons people are coming to you guys, right? So what are some of those challenges?
I can start and Melissa can take it from here. The biggest challenge we see is that most organizations start with technology instead of strategy. They get so caught up with the tool chasing models and platforms and the latest and the latest and the latest, and you keep chasing because it's so fast. But they fail first to define the problems that they need to solve and the opportunities they want to unlock. And without that clarity, these AI initiatives become very expensive experiments instead of true transformation. The second challenge is people. Obviously, as I said before, tech is not the bottleneck, mindset are. We always say at Mia that AI is not only a skill set, it's more of a mindset shift. And employees often feel so overwhelmed, and leadership underestimates really the cultural transformation that is required. So you cannot add AI onto old workflows. You need to redesign how work gets done around human AI collaboration. And that's the first mindset shift that we're just praising about wherever we go and upskill teams at any levels or whenever we do any AI implementation projects.
And I think that's incredibly important. Melissa, maybe can you talk to some of the real world use cases, like some of the success stories of some of your clients? Because, I mean, you guys are having success after success.
We are. One of there's so many to talk about. We've, once again, we're international. So University of the Virgin Islands, it's been interesting. We've had a lot of universities that we partner with and that we lead with, which when I started at MIA, I thought that was going to be, there would be a biggest competition, but they're actually seeking the training and seeking the partnership. And so the president of the University of Virgin Islands, she just had gotten inaugurated and she understood the power of AI and where her team needed to be. So she brought in her executive leadership team and we did an amazing workshop for them and then built out a program for them. And it completely radically changed the way that they function as an office and within their various administrations. So that was just one small example to show that yes, at the C-suite level, this is really important. And then if I can just take it down to the micro level, to the one person story. So we have numerous programs that we offer, and one is our Global AI Leadership Program, and that was for individuals. And we had one woman, a mother of 8, go through our program, and she had a goal that she needed a new job because she wanted a bigger house, of course. And she showed up, and I will tell you, a couple of things about Mia is one, we are the most human-centric AI company I think you will find in the world. And we are a safe space and a safe place. And so she showed up to office hours. She did the work. She asked the hard questions. And before she even graduated, she got a new job. And I'm getting goosebumps telling you this because she actually credits Mia with that job because she showed she was AI curious. She showed that this certificate was coming. And I got to interview her for her testimonial. And she said, Melissa, I would have never been able to ask the questions I asked anywhere else in any training program outside of MIA because you guys made it so safe. And so those are just a few of the stories that just make me just thrilled from my fingertips down to my toes.
And I think this is what energizes us. It's like the energy shift that happened in those rooms and the online training settings and wherever we are, we see actually fear turning to hope. And that's what MIA is all about. Like people understanding that I can unlock my full potential and my business's potential now when I actually get this. I do not have to resist technology anymore. And that's just the beauty that we get to experience every day.
And I love that because as someone that works in the trenches, like people see me as a futurist, as kind of like a thought leader, but I'm in the trenches actually doing work, right? With companies and all these sorts of things. And you guys are in the trenches as well. You're seeing the everyday person start to engage with AI, start to implement it, start to unlock that abundance mindset, right? In some ways.
Yeah.
So that must have marked you guys as well as you travel around the world.
It's all about continuous learning. That's what you do every day. Continuously just like harness all of that information and put it together and try to explain terms in such a simple complexities in a simple way for people to understand.
Yeah. I want to talk also about, it is a pretty crowded, fast evolving AI space right now. The market is pretty crazy. I mean, GTC just happened. I was there last week and my gosh, it's crazy. But what do you believe truly differentiates MIA and makes your approach unique as we look at this very crowded market?
Well, I'll start and let Janna continue.
Yes.
But I really feel there are 3 probably signature factors to what makes us different. And the first is that we are human-centric AI training. So we, as you heard, we are designed for non-technical. We are designed for entire organizations that are hesitant. So this human-centric AI piece, I think, is a piece that most organizations, they just go straight to the tech. The second thing is our strategic advisory. We are ensuring that AI is not just an experiment for you. It's not just for you to throw money at, but we actually want to see your efficiency, your growth, your gains, the impact, and we set those goals with you and then we see them accomplished. And then you've heard about it already, our global accessibility. So through MIA, you are connected to this worldwide community. We've been in over 65 countries around the world, maybe 66 now after Sri Lanka.
Right.
And we really believe in democratizing learning for everyone. And so we also are giving back circle, being a part of a paying to a program for us and knowing that there's a portion of that goes to our giving back circle is pretty huge. So those are 3 things that just stand out to me. And we don't see AI as just an endpoint. We see it as a catalyst for human potential. So you're going to hear the human element just woven into our story all the time because we will never lose that.
The continuous learning and the mindset is everything in these organizations and the transformation that we are driving. And that's a huge part of MIA and that we do. Yes, we train technology, we build technology in these organizations, but we walk you through and hold your hand throughout this entire transformation.
And you guys also run something really fun that I was a part of the other day called the MIA AI Circle. And I joined one of those circles and talked about the
Your
future.
sister was a favorite. You got amazing feedback on that. So thank you for joining.
They want me back.
They do. We do.
And you felt it. We have so much fun. Like we dance together. We have fun together. We have the best guests, obviously, always joining us. And yeah.
The energy was great. I loved being part of the community. I mean, people really enjoyed the chat. But what is the Mia AI Circle? And like, what are you guys doing with that?
Mia AI Circle is our giving back. We really want to make sure AI is radically accessible for everyone in the world. We make learning fun. We welcome everybody from all of these 66 plus countries after Sri Lanka to join us. And really it's about community building, learning from each other, together with each other. We invite our dear friends and trainers and educators to come and bring to the community so that you did. You gave a piece of yourself that was super evaluated and appreciated. And then we learn together and make sure that everybody will have access to AI.
Yes, we believe that AI literacy and digital literacy are the keys to locking all potential. And I think just like we know how to read, you need to have digital literacy and you need to have some AI literacy as well. And that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. I love that. And as you guys look towards the future, what are you guys most excited about when it comes to AI? Maybe on a personal level, professional level, or corporate level? Like, would love to hear your thoughts.
All of its opportunities and how fast it is. I know it's a big challenge as an entrepreneur to navigate this crazy world. And like you're at the forefront, you know all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for sending all of that to us as well. It's crazy, but at the same time, it's more exciting than ever. And one thing, even though the technology can be super crazy and amplify and extend our productivity and growth and all of that. So that is why I'm excited as an entrepreneur myself. But then from a human point of view, what I'm also so excited, it's about doubling down on my human skills, my empathy, my leadership, my intuition, all of those, the invisible intelligence that AI cannot ever take over. I think this is such a beautiful time in human history, actually, to fuel our growth with AI. Once we understand how to use it, machines bring the scale and human brings the innovation. So I'm just so excited about the growth and the opportunities, but also this beautiful balance.
How about you, Melissa? What are you most excited about when it comes to AI?
I would like to take it again to the personal level. And for me, AI has helped me become more consistent in specific behaviors, in journaling, in meditation, and in kind of routines. And you know me, Cathy, like first and foremost, I am a relationship person. And I actually have seen AI help me be stronger in relationship building. And I think that there is so much more potential for that than we are giving it credit for. I know there's so much that's scary that everybody likes to talk about, but positivity is one of my strengths. And I really believe that it is a tool as we build relationships, both in person and globally across the globe. And so I see it as an instrument to help further that. But then also personally, it's been a nice coach, and it's not replacing my real coaches. It's not replacing my real advisors, but it's a wonderful kind of tool that comes alongside to help me do that. And I think more and more we're going to see even better and bigger ways that it's going to do that.
Absolutely. And I definitely see that in my own life as someone that practices Kabbalah and follows David Guillaume. Like the David AI, his AI like his personal AI train, like it has skyrocketed my spiritual practice to a next level. Like it's great. I love seeing that positive use of how do you use this to actually make yourself better and help you in kind of who you are in your journey. So before we go, I want to hear like one piece of advice that each of you ladies have for customers, clients, people out there when they're thinking about this AI future in their business or their lives. So I don't know.
Only one advice. Well, this is a mindset shift then that every leader should embrace and make sure that their team members are embracing. And you should think like this in today's world. Here is how I will design AI to transform our workflows. And here's the human genius I bring that no machine ever will. So that's the combination of those two.
Yes, we always agree. And the other thing is, I think that also don't forget your power skills. They're not soft skills, they're power skills. As much as you can work on, really digging into critical thinking. What does empathy look like in your company? What does empathy look like as a leader that's bringing this massive shift to your company? It's change management is involved there. So keeping those power skills and making sure that you don't push those away and that you don't push employees away and devalue that, because actually we need those now more than ever. So I would say buff up on your power skills.
I love that.
You always say AI is freeing humans for the power skills of the future.
I agree with that. I feel it. I feel it. So if folks want to learn more about Mia, the Mia AI Circle, or connect with each of you guys, like, how can they do that?
The Mia.world is our website. Obviously, find us on LinkedIn and join the Mia AI Circle. That's for free as well. You can find everything on our website, the Mia.world. And we're just so excited to be on this journey together with you. Then for everybody who wants to join Mia and the community, we're here for you.
Amazing. And I just know, ladies, that you guys are destined for amazing things. So anyone listening to this, keep your eye out on what Janna and Melissa are building, because it is going to have ripple effects. And I just see it.
Cathy, thank you. You're a woman's woman, and that is so amazing. You have been such a champion for Mia and us personally and professionally and everything, and we look so up to you. And just like, thank you for having us, and thank you for doing everything that you do. You're really leading the way in the tech space.
Thank you. One thing before we go, I would love to hear a little bit about the work you've done with Deepak Chopra. If you guys want to chat about that briefly, because I wrote an article in Forbes about it when you guys went to Cannes, and maybe before we close, like a little bit about the work that you've done with him, because I don't think a lot of people know the amazing work you guys have done with him.
Yeah, it's simply amazing what they are building. I have personally the honor to be an advisor for Deepak Chopra's the Cyberhuman AI. Go and check that out. Deepak is building his digital twin. So deepakchopra.ai, you can have your personalized guru called Deepak Chopra in your pocket. Every day you can have your personalized advice, meditations, whatever you want to have, even coaching, whatever you want to have, he's there for you. And that is the beauty of AI. Accessibility to well-being and spiritual growth that this provides, but then also personalization that it provides to you. So we are partnering as Mia. We're partnering with Cyberhuman and Deepak Chopra. He's a champion of our mission and the work we do. And then we are personally huge fans of deepakchopra.ai. I think Melissa uses it daily, and me too. It's a beautiful part of my growth journey.
Yeah. When I can't call him up or text him, I just go to deepakchopra.ai. So I say I have my best friend with me every day. So it's good.
I love that. So maybe we'll have Deepak on the podcast one day and kind of hear about how he's using AI to help.
And you know what you should do then? You should talk with the real Deepak, and then you should talk with.
That would be great. That would be great for the podcast.
How similar they are. We've witnessed this all the time. People having and us even having light conversations, and then we're like, okay, we're just gonna double check some facts and bring our critical reasoning as humans.
I love that.
It's so accurate.
Well, ladies, thank you for being on Tech Magic.
Thank you for having me.
Cathy, thank you so much. We adore you. And to Janna's point, you are a woman's woman and you are such a champion, and we adore you.
All right. So that was a great interview. Definitely some of the work that they're doing globally, bringing AI education across the globe. I mean, most recently into Sri Lanka, and then the work that they're doing with Deepak Chopra around Deepak Chopra's AI version. Very excited about what they're doing. So what next? Lee, what's next on our rundown?
I've got two more. One of them is I'm just super excited about it because I'm a big proponent for the platform, and the other one's an I told you so, I can't wait. So first and foremost, VR chat. I've always talked about VR chat. I think it's an incredibly important platform. It is a platform that is largely dominated by late Gen Z, but it is proving that, the virtual space is a social space. It's kind of filling in the rest of the dream from what a lot of us millennials thought Second Life was going to be. So yeah, that platform has now officially launched on Android and iOS. That's a big deal. That also makes me wonder if they kind of regret their name a little bit because
oh, that's funny.
Because they are now just becoming a social platform where people can congregate no matter what device you're using. This makes a whole lot of sense. I'm sure that the Mac lift to get it on iOS was much heavier than the Android because they had to develop for Android early on in order to get onto like the MetaQuest headsets. Because as I said earlier in the last segment, those were Android devices that were heavily reskinned. So now seeing it in the Android store and on iOS is only going to increase that user base that seems to keep growing every day. Our good friends over at Sawhorse had done a really good deal partnership with VR chat with their avatars. And I personally have always thought that VR chat was an untapped location for brands and for events that I think people didn't understand how many people are actually on it. Is it Roblox numbers? No. Is it Fortnite numbers? No. But is it really impassioned, serious, like they live in their numbers? Yes.
Yes.
So it's a
People that love VR chat love
yes,
VR chat.
it's a
There's even a documentary.
quality versus quantity. And the quantity is still there. Let me say, it's not just like, oh, there's 10 really impassioned nerds who are on VR chat. No, it's not like that.
No, there's bigger numbers than that. But yeah.
It is a big platform, but the people who use it live it. And so I just think, this will just bring them one step closer to being a platform competitor. The last story. Oh.
Well, I've got two more I want to add after this one.
Okay,
so
okay. That's fine.
Chock full. This episode has been chock full of news. God, I'm sorry, people.
Lots of news. This is one of the longest rundowns I think I've ever written.
That's track.
I am a huge fan of e-ink. Like I've said,
you're like obsessed.
I'm obsessed with e-ink. I've loved e-ink since I had my first Kindle back in 2000. Like, it's the most underplayed piece of technology. I hate staring at bright screens. I don't like backlit screens. I loved, as a child of the 90s, I loved the Indiglo Timex watches and that type of backlighting. It's so easy on the eyes. I just love my Kindle and e-readers in general. It has been a very long time since we've had any technological breakthroughs in the e-ink space, because who would think that this would happen? But now we are looking at retina level e-ink. So human vision like e-ink. Think of what your Mac Retina screans look like. Imagine
this is exciting.
This is
freaky but exciting.
This is
I'm
genuinely
down.
exciting.
I'm down. So
the ability to have e-ink at the same visual quality as a print newspaper, physical, I'm so there. I'm so excited for this.
We're so there. We're both so there. I love it. Well, I've got two more stories because we did bring up the Friends sitcom.
Yes.
Okay, so within the dating space, this time is called cuffing season, where people find their match to stay warm during the winter. You don't know this because you're married. Cuffing season is like a whole thing. There's a whole SNL skit with, I think Pedro Pascal was in it. I can't remember.
He's in everything.
But there's a dating app called Yuzu for the Asian community, and it's owned by Match. And they're actually launching this 3-part holiday sitcom series, which actually looks really fun, believe it or not, because I know you're probably skeptical, but it's not, it's not it's not AI Friends.
It's not AI Friends. Okay.
It's not AI Friends. Let me say that. And they're also, releasing this these IRL experiences all in time for cuffing season. So I just want a big shout out to the Match group. Anyone that is doing dating tech and dating stuff keeps pitching me. I feel like I need my own show to talk about all of this because it's so interesting.
Nothing to say.
It's okay. But hey, a sitcom from a brand, like a dating app, that's not something that was on my bingo card. I'll say that. And then one really cool thing I want to mention is I'm going to TEDx, as you guys know. And then from there, I'm heading over to New York to do a keynote. I'm really excited about this keynote. My friends at the Female Quotient, which I know you're a big fan and supporter as well.
Great organization.
Jelly over there. They asked me to be one of the keynotes at their big AI summit. I will be doing a keynote. I will be sharing the stage with Ariana Huffington, Venus Williams, Linda Jaccarino, and a whole bunch of other folks. I'm one of the main speakers as well. So thrilled to be doing that. I'll be talking about Future Fluent, the human edge in the age of AI, about how to stay educated, relevant, and also how this is all going to change our communications and our human-to-human communications and human-computer interaction. So very thrilled to be invited by Female Quotient to be doing that. So exciting times ahead.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So last week you held up the world's thickest book. It was not the Merriam Dictionary.
No.
And you said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to work through this in a week." So how did it end? Was it good?
I'm 100 pages in.
Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And yeah, give me some credit here. It was recommended to me by this brilliant applied mathematician, PhD man. That is fantastic. It is it's not like an easy read. This is not I'm not easy breezy. No, it's taken some work. Plus, it really is about like our reality. Like, how is this? It's called, like, I don't know. It's like very, very interesting to read. So yeah.
Anything else that you're picking up in the meantime that you want to suggest to the listeners?
Not right now.
Just that. Okay.
Well, yeah, that one is yeah, that was intense.
Yeah.
That's been intense. No, I think that's it. I will say, just because this has really truly impacted me, it's like a daily use, a daily habit, and I think I mentioned it before. I'm practicing Kabbalah. I'm like 15 years late. That's the joke. 15 years late to Kabbalah and Debbie Moore and Ashton Kutcher. But I'm using David Guillaume, who's a Kabbalist teacher. He has an AI called David AI, and I use it every single day. It is my favorite use of AI for me, for personal use, for making myself better in my spiritual practice. I continue to use it. I know he just opened up access to a whole bunch of people. So yeah, like for me, it's my daily go-to AI tool that makes me a better person.
That's amazing. That's great. Well, before we wrap up, I always like to suggest a record. And this week is probably a pretty deep cut for most listeners. If you know who this artist is, you'll be like, wait, wow, didn't see that one coming. But there is a hip hop artist out of DC named Odyssey, Oddisee. And I've been listening to his album To What End, which released in 2023. This album is really layered a lot of content about like ambition, purpose, and personal costs of pursuing your own path. This is one of the best lyricists. Like he definitely in my top 10 when it comes to like lyricists who are like working right now. Incredibly soulful, live band influenced. I just saw him play here in Portland, had one of the most incredible live bands, actually had the opportunity to open for him. That was really, really cool. And but his performance just blew me away. And I immediately bought an album at the merch table and I've been listening to it on repeat. But yeah, check it out. Music is obviously on Spotify, anywhere that you stream, but probably not one of those cuts that the algorithm's going to immediately suggest to you. So if you're looking for something jazzy hip hop with some really great lyricism, check out Odyssey. To What End? Fantastic album. That's what I'm listening to every morning this week while I'm drinking coffee. As for the show, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Magic, where we always invite you to come for the tech and stay for the magic. I'm Lee Keebler here with the incredible Cathy Hackle, and special thanks as always to Adweek for bringing this show to you. If you enjoyed today's episode, just leave us a review. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to connect with you. Just search for Tech Magic, Cathy Hackle, or me, Lee Keebler. You'll find us. We'll be back next week.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bullspend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bullspend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Business is booming. But you know what really helped? Xero, the accounting platform for small businesses. I used to think spreadsheets were just part of it. Ugh. But real-time cash flow? Wow. Invoices that chase themselves? Even better. Books that automate? That's a big one. And I can keep track from my phone while I get the job done. No spreadsheet in sight. What a life. Do right by yourself and your business and search Xero for your free trial. Conditions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.